everyone, I am here with little Oscar. He's going to be my little demonstrator today. So today's video is actually going to be a requested video on taming mice. So I'm just going to go through some of the steps that I actually did with my girls with taming. Oscar didn't really need taming because he was already tame. So obviously if you've just brought a mouse home, it is best to let them settle in straight away, because if you do taming sessions with them straight away, they're just going to get a little bit more stressed. So I would suggest giving your mouse 3 to 5 days to get used to their cage and their surroundings and you. So while your mouse is settling in, the 3 things that I did while they were settling in is I just, every now and again when they were up, I used to come over and just slowly approach the cage and just talk to them gently so they got used to my sound of my voice. When I was cleaning the cage, I would leave them in instead of getting them out. I would leave them in so they got used to me going in and out of the cage. I'm getting used to my scent and everything else, and it made it a little bit more easier on them. Another thing is I just put my hand in and let them sniff my hand so they got used to my scent. It also made it a little bit more easier on them so they knew pretty much who I was. That is the first few things I would suggest to do. So after the first few days of my mouse actually settling in, I just started to put my hand into the cage to see if they would actually climb onto my hand. Now Oscar actually does that. I'll show you now. He actually climbs onto my hand because he was pretty much already tame. But I tried this with the girls and they never did it really. But Oscar did. He did it the first time. So it's also good to try this with all new mice just so that they get used to being handled. So the things that I had to do with my girls is I had to what are you doing? I had to use objects to get them out into my hand. And all I did was I used a ball or some sort of toy like this, or toilet rolls like this, and I find that worked really well. So if you're going to use that technique, I would wait until your mouse is actually in the tube or the ball or anything like that so you can actually get him onto your hand. I'll see if Oscar will do it actually. I don't know if he'll demonstrate that. I don't see why not. So I'll just place him down and see if he'll go inside, because he's never really done it. Off my phone, little tinker. He goes inside the ball, of course. Oscar, are you gonna come in? Look. I'll see if he'll do it in the ball. If you are actually going to do this technique, I would suggest placing the ball into the cage for an hour or so that they can get used to going inside the ball. Oscar loves the ball. So once your mouse is actually in the ball, I would suggest placing your hand under the ball so he can actually climb onto your hand, and then pick them up like that. So I'll just give a quick demonstration now and just show you what I basically mean. So once your mouse is actually on your hand, I would suggest like swapping hands, like placing your hand in front of the other and letting them crawl all over it. And then that would do the first taming session of them getting used to getting handled. If you're going to use the ball technique, I would say leave the ball in the cage for about an hour to half an hour, just so that the mouse can go in and out of it and get used to it. Don't force the mouse to go in it. Let the mouse go in it and then slowly pick it up. If it runs out, don't panic. Another thing I would highly suggest to do with your mouse if it's very untame is gathering some favourite treats. So if you haven't had your mouse that long, then I would watch what your mouse likes as treats and then just choose what they eat the most. This worked a treat for me because it was a lot more easier to just get them used to my hand. So what I did is I waited until obviously they were in this cage that Oscar's in now, but Oscar doesn't actually take treats from me. But all I did is every so often when they were awake, I would put my hand in and just give them the sunflower seed. Obviously he doesn't take it off me, but the girls would actually take it and run off with it. The good thing about having that is because with them being, the treat being so small, it was a lot easier for them to come back for more, which they used to do a lot. But if you're using sunflower seeds, I wouldn't use it all the time as a treat, because sunflower seeds are quite oily and not that good for mice. So if you could try and find a different type of treat that's more healthier and that you can use on a daily basis, then that would be great. So don't panic too much if the mouse doesn't actually take the treat from you. That's fine. But if he did what Oscar did and just came over and sniffed my hand, then that makes it even more better, because then he's getting used to your scent and everything, and it's making the mouse come to you, so that's another good thing. So if your mouse does that, then that's great. So the final thing that I would suggest to do is give your mouse playtime. What I did is I let my girls on my bed, and they would run around and crawl all over me, and that's what made them a lot more tamer, because I was letting them come to me. Out of all them tasks and all them tricks and stuff, I would say the best one to do, well for me personally, was to let them come to you. So if you've got like a play den, or if you're making a play den, or if you've got a bed that you don't mind your mouse running around on, then I would highly suggest to do that and let the mouse come to you, because that's what worked really, really well for me. So yeah guys, that is my taming session. Hopefully that is helpful enough. If you want any more information on taming, I will leave a few links down below of some sites that actually give some really good information on how to tame mice. I just thought to go off the basics that I did with my girls, and it worked perfectly fine for me. Little thing that I would say is the more you handle the mouse, the more it will become tame. So yeah, if you have any other requests on videos that you would like more information on mice, I'll happily do them. Just request them all in the comments below. Also with comments, if you have a question that hasn't been answered in this video, then leave that question in the comments below and I'll happily help you out with that. Also, if you haven't subscribed, then please do subscribe. Also like and comment. Bye guys. Now I forgot what I was saying. You're a little tinker, aren't you? Yes, yes. I forgot what I was going to say. Ah, that's what. And Oscar, don't you dare! No, 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 no. Oscar, no.